Most experts on narcissism will tell you narcissists have zero self-control and they're very impulsive. But what if I tell you that's not entirely true? Narcissists can and do display some kind of self-control when they are in a situation, but they cannot be their true self. For example, when they are in public and they cannot be openly abusive. What if I tell you that they do have an agency, but they do not want to use it when they are dealing with you in private? Let's talk about it further in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a psychologist and a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In this episode, we will talk about 5 situations where a narcissist displays self-control. Sounds intriguing? Make sure to subscribe before we get started, because as I always say, your subscription to this channel may help in spreading awareness about narc abuse. Number 1, when they're out there doing stuff like shopping, when there is a huge possibility for them to have social encounters and fool people into thinking that they're a nice person. Let's say you're in a shopping mall and the person standing in front of you is having some problems with their payment method. Their debit or credit card is constantly getting declined. The narcissist who is with you, being an opportunist, steps in to save the day, to become the hero. Oh, it's not a big deal. You don't have to panic. Let me take care of it. I'll pay it off. You can pay me back later. And that's what they do. The same narcissist who belittles you, shames you for getting basic stuff like shampoo, who doesn't like to spend money on you, who is a monster in private to you, is now saving other people. How bizarre. This changed behavior of theirs tells us one thing. They know how to treat people kindly, but they don't want to. If they're so traumatic, where is their trauma gone in that moment? If it is a mental disorder, where is that disorder gone? If you have schizophrenia, you will have hallucinations all the time, no matter where you are. Regardless of anything, you will constantly be in a state of suffering. But why is that not applicable to a narcissist who keeps shape-shifting depending on who they are interacting with? Why exert the same type or this kind of self-control that you always expect them to when they treat you so horribly? Why not with you, but with others? Number 2, when they are in religious settings. A narcissist will attend a church, go to mosque or a temple to project an image of being a virtuous, religious, spiritually awakened personality who is kind, who has got it all together, who is calm and composed and likes to burn incense sticks to cleanse their aura and the aura of the environment they live in. Oh, they can never be violent because they're always devoted, they're always praying, they're always following the Bible, they're always reading the Quran, and they love to do yoga. This is your typical religious or a spiritual narcissist who fools people into thinking they are holier than them. They're more awakened, more attuned, and more connected with the collective. When in such a setting, they become a great listener all of a sudden. They're nodding their head, there's a big smile on their face. The narcissist that you know is anything but this, and that confuses you. You think, well, does that mean I am doing something wrong? Clearly, they are capable of being a nice person, being amicable, cordial, understanding. They can hold a conversation, they can listen to others, they can agree, and they know what God says. They know these higher concepts of spirituality. But why are they not applying all of this knowledge to our relationship? Does that mean I am messing it up? Because they say so. They quote Bible, they quote Quran, they quote all things, use these higher concepts to say, I need to transcend to get to their level. I'm not there yet. Number 3, when they go to therapy. This is a big one, and I know a lot of will be able to relate to this. When they see a therapist, their main agenda to use them as a proxy to abuse you, to triangulate you through them, to project an image of being a learner, someone who is understanding, who wants to resolve the problem at the root level, who wants to work on things. But look at her, look at him, look at you. They are the crazy one. They are reacting. They're frantic. They're emotionally unstable. How can I ever talk to them? See, I'm really calm, composed. I know what I'm doing. That is the type of self-control some narcissists exert, especially in settings where the therapist does not know what they're dealing with, where the therapist cannot see behind the facade and read the situation for what it is. And the narcissist, being a predator, reads that, knows that, and weaponizes it. What does that lead to? Crazy making, gaslighting by a professional, because this therapist then tells you, you need to work on yourself. Possibly you have BPD. You're really unstable. What's going on with you? Do you have childhood trauma? Oh yeah, he or she has a lot of baggage. And I keep telling them, you need to work on your issues. I'm here for you. What else can I do? But it never works between us. I try to be there for him or her, but they're always trying to blame me. This is the lingo. This is how they become. But when the therapist is not watching, they turn into their monstrous self again and then say, oh, see, this is the problem. This is what we don't get to address in therapy. Mind you, not all narcissists behave like this in therapy. Some of them become really volatile and walk off, just abandon those sessions saying, oh, it's BS. It's not going to work. It's pseudoscience. They don't know what they're talking about. I know what I'm dealing with, so I don't need anybody telling me what I should or shouldn't do. This happens when the therapist catches the narcissism and points it out to this individual, demands change, and tries to hold them accountable. Number 4, when they have to show they're a family man or a family woman, family person, family oriented, they will project an image of being a part of a perfect family, a family that believes in love, that believes in giving, that cares for each other. We call it pseudo-mutuality. There is no real mutuality. Gossip is the glue in such a family, but the narcissist to the public projects an image that's untrue, that's false, and that they make it seem like, oh, we fit into the society. We follow the cultural norms. We are the best. They don't say it, they make it seem like, so that they can attract collective attention, so that everybody would want to be a part of this family, which is basically not a family, but a mini cult. The family they pretend to be a part of is mere an extension of their false self. It serves an agenda. When they get all of their members together for that one picture, it's just that for 1 mini second, they exert self-control and make it seem like, oh, I love them. I love my partner. I love my children. I'm nothing with them. Those photographs they take on a particular vacation and then post on social media, it's just a bait to get people into thinking, oh, such a family man, such a deeply devoted woman to her partner and her kids. What could go wrong in her life? But nobody knows the monster they are behind those pictures. Nobody knows how deeply traumatized those children feel when around this deeply rotten individual. Number 5 and the last one, when dealing with a legal situation and dealing with police, they have to make it seem like, oh, you are the crazy one. He or she is the perpetrator. I am the victim. And they will weave narratives, create lies, stories that have no basis whatsoever. They will write pages as evidence against you. They will try to prove what never happened. And unfortunately, our legal system, and I have to say this, our police system being so unaware of what narcissistic abuse is, fall for this because they just notice the superficial emotional state of the people involved, and narcissist exerting, self-control in the situation easily fools them into thinking that they know what's going on and they are the same person. In front of the judges, lawyers, or policemen, they trigger you into reacting to their abuse, which is a normal reaction, biologically correct reaction to their abuse, but nobody asks the question, why is he or she behaving this way? What must be going on? They simply take your reaction as the final assessment of who you are and what flaws you have in your personality. And what they see in the narcissist is quite the opposite of who they actually are. This is how deep it goes. This is why I call them a monster, I call them evil, and I also label them as predators. Which one of these 5 situations have you personally experienced and been a part of? Let me know in the comments, and with that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.